And joining me, as usual, is my co-host Tim Morris.
Hello, ladies and gentlemen. How is it going? Happy spooky season, by the way.
That's right, spooky season. So we will finally be reviewing Hearts of Darkness today on the actual episode, and then we got the usual lineup. We got our comic news. We'll be talking about our works that we've got going on, and we will have our topic of the week, which is: do you think another '90s style comic crash could happen to the industry in the near future? And anybody watching, feel free to comment and let us know what you think. Yeah, so fun episode ahead of us. Yeah, like we said, spooky
Uh,
season coming up.
Hearts of Darkness, yes.
Yeah, man, we've been last year at one point we mentioned it in one of the
Yeah.
I got a lot of notes to go through. Yeah, for all the way back to the episodes back in the teens, we mentioned Hearts of Darkness, and we said, oh, one day we got to get to it, and then
Yeah.
a whole year has passed. So
It's perfect.
no better time to review it than today.
There you go. Sonny, what are you doing for Halloween this year?
I think I will be right here.
Are you
Since it
gonna
is
go as a script writer or an editor?
maybe I might do that. I might go as like maybe like a house husband or something like that. Gotta be that house husband. Oh god, I gotta do the dishes before the
That's
wife is
wonderful.
home. Yeah. And it is during the week, so it's not like there's
Do
much
you,
going on.
do you have a cook apron that says "Kiss the Cook"?
I do not.
Or these
Is
buns
it-
aren't gonna grill themselves?
I've never seen that one, but I may have to get that one. These buns aren't gonna grow themselves.
Ah.
Hey Sal, Sal's watching. Yes,
Sal,
candy
how's it
sounds good to
going?
me.
I don't even have Twitch brought up. Let me bring that up so I can talk to Sal.
Yes, but yeah, Sal candy sounds good to me. Hopefully somebody is nice enough to say here's some candy we have leftovers or something. I
I
still have to
hear
pick
that.
up candy. I still have to pick up stuff to pass out because I know if I get it now throughout the week, I'll snack. I'll take one. I'll take another. So I'm gonna wait to get it maybe a few days before the actual holiday hits.
Well, let's get this out of the way now. Do you like candy corn? Yes or no?
Me, I'm fine with it. I've always been fine with candy corn.
Okay. I've been told it is equivalent. I enjoy it. I don't mind it. I don't see how someone can get to this rationale, but I understand it. They say it's like eating a wax candle.
Wax candle.
Right? What is your favorite Halloween candy? Your favorite one?
Oh,
Do you
not the
know?
favorite. Just yeah. Do I actually? I don't. I don't even know my favorite Halloween
No
candy. Just
points.
something good. Depends on my mood. Am I in the mood for candy or chocolate? And let's see what Sal says. That apron you need is I'll grill your meat. I gotta look.
That's not Halloween candy. That's special occasion.
I gotta start looking at all these aprons because I've never paid much attention to them. But now I'm like, yeah, maybe there are some funny ones.
Is Sal on Facebook or is he in Twitch?
I don't know. He's not on Twitch. Sal, where are you? But Sal just said candy corn is what they serve in hell.
Speaking of which, where are we
Speaking of
going
hell.
today?
Speaking of hell,
We are getting off track. Favorite Halloween candy, sir?
and Kristen is on Twitch.
I like those little they're wrapped in the orange and black wrappers. They're like
Oh,
the peanut
Reese's.
butter. No, they're like the peanut butter wax balls or whatever they are. Everybody hates them. I love them. I think they're great.
For some reason, it's not coming to my mind. Okay, Sal's on YouTube.
Sal's on YouTube. Okay, hi Sal from YouTube. I'm on Twitch.
Yes, I'm on Restream.
Okay, yeah, so am I. Fantastic, amazing. We're everywhere,
There we go.
ladies and gentlemen, everywhere.
Yeah, because it's like, ooh, that's you can wear. Okay, and Kristen says, and I prefer grease my meat for an apron.
Grease my meat. Sonny, you've got a lot of aprons to get here, sir.
Yes. Who would have thought that we came here and now we're having all these conversations about aprons?
Oh my god.
But that's what's fun about the pre-show is it can kind of go anywhere. You
That's
never know what
right.
you're gonna talk about.
Oh Lord.
But we were talking about aprons. We were talking about acorns and the candy corns and how they serve them in hell.
Yes.
But speaking of hell, did you hear one of the actors who's rumored to possibly be playing Mephisto.
I did.
Yes, yeah, they're
I
saying
did.
Sasha Baron Cohen.
I
Is that what you heard too?
Yeah, I'm excited about that. I think he's a great actor, and if he can get an entire country riled up with just 2 movies, imagine what he can do as Mephisto.
Yeah, because a lot of people like said, I think like Borat and Bruno them they're hilarious, but like you said, he could also act too. He could act serious.
Oh yeah.
So
Have you
he
have you
could
seen
pull it
him
off.
in Bruno?
Yes, Bruno's hilarious. I love Bruno. Somewhere in my collection, well, you can't see the movies that are over there, but I do have the movie Bruno.
I'm gonna lose it today. Oh my god. We're supposed to be scared, not laughing. What's going on here?
Yeah, so. And then did you hear who also is rumored to be playing Reed Richards?
Yes, I did. Isn't it the actor from Lucifer?
Yes,
Yep,
Tom Ellis is
that's right.
rumored. I mean, I know there's still a lot of rumors who could be playing, but yeah, I'm like, oh, there's a few rumors, and we'll talk about more rumors on the actual show.
That's
One for
right.
Deadpool 3.
Mm-hmm.
I'm like, oh, that's definitely gonna be a fun conversation.
Yeah. Oh yeah. I'm excited about it. Excited about all kinds of stuff. All kinds of things have been coming out over the past week.
Oh yeah, like so yeah, rumors, spin-offs, casting, and yeah, but definitely better than last week's news of that Spawn news.
Wow.
Yeah.
So, yeah, spooky season. We are in the middle of it. I'm pretty excited about that. I look forward to Halloween every year, and I get my kids for Halloween this year. So, we're going to be getting buttloads of candy, coming home with a ton of loot, and the dad tax will be enacted, and I will take my fair share.
The dad tax.
Hey, if they make it back in one piece, I get candy. If they make it back alive, I get more.
Well, there you go, man. A
So,
fair trade. A fair trade.
that's right. That's right. I'll take a quarter of yours and a quarter of yours. Thank you. Have a good day.
Yeah. I was at a pumpkin patch the other weekend, so I did celebrate a little bit. And
There
then
you
you're
go.
watching some horror stuff. I did see Halloween Ends, and now I'm watching The Midnight Club. And I did
Nice.
check out Werewolf by Night. I'm not sure if you mentioned that, but I did check that out.
Oh,
So Werewolf by Night I watched.
Jamie, the episode name still does say After Dark. Let me see if I can change that, which I don't think that I can.
Oh, yeah.
I think I can. Hang on one second.
After Dark, yeah.
He did
I
give
just
me
said
one
After
job.
Dark recasting.
He did give me one job, and like the guy that can't put the line straight on the road, I failed miserably.
Some people were just born to get fired
Some
over and
people
over
were
again.
just born to fix things in the pre-show.
Yeah, there you go. That's how we got the pre-show. We can make all our mistakes here, and then once it's like, okay, time to get to the regular show. Yeah. Now I just got his message that says, have Tim change the name of episode.
I wonder
Still
if he
says
messaged
After
me
Dark.
too. I think he tried to call me. No, my brother did. Never mind.
I can't talk right now. I'm in the middle of a pre-show talking about aprons.
Yeah, Jamie, we're in the middle of a pre-show right now, sir.
Yes, very important conversations. I'm taking
Okay.
After Dark.
It has been changed.
There we go. Hearts of Darkness review. So now we're all good.
Yeah.
I'm ready.
Good to go. When Jamie's away, things will not go as planned.
Yes, that's what he gets.
That's right. Way to go, Jamie, going on vacation.
How dare you enjoy your friend's wedding?
God almighty. The nerve of that guy.
Especially during our hell episode. Speaking of weddings and how a couple years ago, one time back when my fiance was my girlfriend, and she was like, oh, she had went to a wedding. And I said, oh, so how was the funeral? And she's like, oh, so that's what you think of weddings. And I was like, oh, I just got it mixed up for some. I don't know why, but for some reason I said, how was the funeral when she was at
That's
a wedding?
amazing. How long had you two been together by that time?
That was a couple years, but now we've been together 6 years. But that was maybe like a year or two into the relationship.
Oh, that's wonderful. How love blossoms.
Yes. Weddings, funerals. Are they that different?
Not really.
But Tim, if you're ready, I'm almost ready. And then,
I am ready. Jamie, how do you do this over here? How do you start the video clips? Because I don't know how. Of course I know how. Are you ready, Sonny?
oh, okay, good. I was waiting for like, okay, well, when you figure
I
it
got
out, but I'm ready
All
when you're
right.
ready.
We'll do the 30-second countdown or just go right to the opening
Uh,
logo.
we'll do the 30-second countdown.
Bingo.
Get everyone ready to go to hell.
Right on. Get ready because it's hot down here. Not even lukewarm, but slightly uncomfortable.
And hello, everyone. Welcome to another episode of the Code X podcast. As usual, I'm your host, Sonny Kruger, and joining me today is my usual co-host, Tim Morse.
How's it going?
Going pretty good. A little under the weather, but I'm
I
ready to review Hearts of Darkness with the Punisher, Wolverine, and Ghost Rider. I'll have to set this on fire during the episode to make it like Ghost Rider.
Ladies and gentlemen, there are a lot of firsts in this world, but that's going to be a first one right there.
No way, I'm not going to do that.
Oh my god. I watched you do that during the countdown.
I was I was wondering. I'm like, is he able to see me as I do this?
Yes.
But yeah, now I know. Now I know that we're able to see that. And yes, as I see in the comments, don't try it at home, kids. Yeah, don't. I'm just talking. I'm just running my mouth. I really won't be burning anything in my house.
That's right. We're a bunch of silly old men that don't know any better, but you guys do. So
That's right, kids and adults. Everyone be good. But we are here about ready for the show. We had a fun pre-show where we talked about the rumors who was going to play Mephisto, who might play Reed Richards, and we talked quite a bit about very cool aprons that I could wear on Halloween.
that's right.
So that's anything pretty much goes in the pre-show. And now we're on to the regular show. We got comic book news. We'll be talking a little bit about our works, what we've been up to. Our topic of the week this week is: do you think another 90s style comic crash could happen to the industry in the near future? And we'll be discussing that. Then after that, me and Tim will go to war in Do You Know? And then finally, we will review Hearts of Darkness.
That is correct. The war in Do You Know is ongoing. I am winning currently, I think, only because I keep score. But
You're cheating. He's cheating. You're a liar, Tim, and liars go to hell and meet Mephisto and Blackheart.
well, that's funny because liars have their pants on fire, and my pants are not on fire right now. So.
All right. But we will see when the show goes on. Okay. But good. I don't want you to be on fire because I'd like for you to pay attention to what we're talking about, especially since you are beginning the comic news.
That is correct, Sonny. Thank you for that awesome transition. So let's get this ball a rolling. And this is from Deadline, and it states that Harrison Ford has been cast as General Thaddeus Thunderbolt Ross for Captain America New World Order, and he will star opposite of Anthony Mackie. This is written by Matt Grobar, and it was done 2 days ago. So, yeah, if you haven't heard this news already, either you don't have the internet or you just don't care. Either way, it's official. Harrison Ford will be taking over the Marvel role of General Thaddeus Ross, beginning in the Phase 5 title, Captain America New World Order. As I said before, he'll star opposite Anthony Mackie with Shira Haas, Tim Blake Nelson, and Carl Lumbly also along for the ride. Now, Ford's Captain America casting has been in the rumor mill for some time with somebody speaking of it as of late. I'm not going to go into that because we've all been talking about that. Now, while the new film's plot is being kept under wraps, Mackie obviously is coming back as Sam Wilson, and he's assumed the title of Captain America from The Falcon and the Winter Soldier, and so on and so forth. So, yeah, this is super exciting with the heartbreaking passing of William Ross or
William Hurt.
William Hurt. That's right. You see, I'm even
Lee
hurt.
Ross.
But with his passing, he was a wonderful actor, and having Harrison Ford step into his shoes to continue the role of General Ross, I think is a perfect choice. Harrison Ford obviously is a great actor, aside from the franchise movies of Star Wars and Indiana Jones. I mean, the man has done serious work and has been in movies that, even though they didn't make a lot of money, were really, really good. And the man knows how to act. Blade Runner, Witness, so on and so forth. I mean, it's a perfect choice.
Yeah, he is. And too, it'd be nice to see him take on the role of a villain. You know, because like you said,
Yeah.
obviously he can act. We usually see him, like you said, we see him as Han Solo, Indiana Jones, but it would be nice for him to be in a big blockbuster movie and playing the villain. And like I said, I think him playing Thunderbolt Ross, I think he is the perfect choice.
I don't know if this movie will be as big a blockbuster as Air Force One, though. Nothing can beat that.
Well, I think this movie pretty big, but I wonder too.
Get off my plane.
Well, I do wonder though, will he turn into like Red Hulk in this one, or I think he's just gonna kind of be Thunderbolt Ross, and then maybe towards the end, you'll start to get like little hints or something like that. Oh, maybe next time he'll be Red Hulk.
I think you're right, Sonny. I think this is something that they're going to lead up to, but they can't take too long. The man is old, and he's getting up there in age. I think he's 35 or 36 now, so his time as a movie star is almost over.
Yeah, 35 times 2,
right?
Plus a couple of numbers. Yeah.
Yes. Either way, it's a great choice, and I'm happy to see Harrison Ford in that role.
Yeah, and actually, speaking of like his age, I wonder, like, did you hear that Bruce Willis sold his likeness to deepfake? Like, he sold his deepfake rights.
I heard that was incorrect. I heard that was a big rumor, and then somebody came back, or I think Bruce Willis even came back and was like, "Yeah, I never did that."
Wow. But even if it didn't happen, you wonder if people will eventually start doing that. Like, I'd say, like you just said, Harrison Ford, he's getting older, he's getting up there in age. I wonder if there's something to say, hey, I can sell my likeness in case something happens to me. You can keep me as the role.
You can continue to use me.
Use me with what it look like is Thunderbolt Ross. So
with AI and CGI and things like that now, it's amazing the things that they can do, and we're just scratching the surface of that.
Yeah, especially when you see people making videos on the internet, like just as they say, regular people. Imagine what all these huge companies can do, especially Marvel Studios, Disney, what they can do with it.
Yeah. Well, imagine what else a huge company did.
And that is that DC is still trying to get Henry Cavill to play Superman in Man of Steel 2, which it's looking more like it could happen. The possibility, the numbers are going up. It's going in a positive direction. So I do hope that we do get to see Henry Cavill as Superman in Man of Steel again. And let me try to pull this up. And as you see right now, all these ads are getting in the way of the actual thing. Yeah.
If you guys haven't seen the leaked TikToks or leaked YouTube videos or the spoiler alerts or anything like that, I'm not going to spoil nothing for you. But with the Man of Steel 2 information, a large reason why Superman wasn't used nearly at all was because of the now former runner for that division of Warner Brothers Studios. Hamada, I believe was his name. I can't remember whoever he was. Like, he was very adamant against using Superman, Henry Cavill, Superman, at all. Like that was something he didn't want to do. And with the guy that's the current CEO, the owner of Warner Brothers Discovery, he's like, yeah, Superman is super underutilized. Let's get him back on screen ASAP. And fans have been screaming for that.
Yeah, and they are looking for writers right now. Who's the lead writer they have? It was right at the tip of my fingers. And yes, that is the man. Oh yeah, they right now they are looking. Okay, right now they look at the
Looking at
writers.
writers.
Yeah, the writers will be produced by Charles Roven. Oh wait, they're looking at Mission Impossible Helmer, Christopher McGuire.
Hey, right on. Get
So
away from the darker tone of Superman. Superman is supposed to be the embodiment of hope, of that
truth, justice,
and the American way or the world a better
better
tomorrow.
tomorrow.
Yeah, whatever the slogan is now.
Yeah.
Yeah. Truth, justice, and a better tomorrow. There you go. They both work.
Yeah, they both do work.
Yeah, but I mean, the Snyderverse was what it was, right? And you can always go back and watch the Snyderverse whenever you want to, and watch Superman be dark and brooding and sad and mysterious all the time. Or we can hope for a brighter, more vibrant Superman that embodies truth, justice, and a better tomorrow, and brings that onto screen.
Yeah, and with them getting a Mission Impossible writer, if it goes through, you could see it being more of an action-based film where it's a lot more action. Yes, obviously you have to have a story,
Yeah.
but still, one thing people like, obviously when we watch superhero movies, we want to see some action.
Yes.
Let's get to that. Let's see Superman punch somebody through some walls, and get thrown down, and fly, and all this action.
I want to see Mongol. I want to see him come
Yes.
in. I want to see a real iteration of Doomsday. I'd like that build up. I would love to see Lex Luthor be worked back in there and have that culminate into something amazing. I want to see the purple and green armor.
Yes, we need to see that in a live action movie. Come on. I mean, yeah, we've had Lex Luthor in quite a few movies, but we haven't seen the suit. Come on.
That's right.
One day I get the suit. Yeah, I'd love to see something like or an all-star Superman. I mean, I love that book. I wonder that one kind of covered everything like in like chapter by chapter.
Yeah.
But something similar would be pretty cool. And like I said, there's so many stories you can do. Like a good movie with Doomsday. Let's say Mongol hasn't been in any live action movies or anything. I don't believe I've seen
World.
Yeah, World. Yeah, so much they can do with that.
Yeah. And what was Superman Annual number 11? The
Black Mercy. For
yes.
For the man who has everything.
Bring it on.
Yes, let me take that one in my fan film, Tim. It's still being worked on.
Okay, all right.
I still got that one, but yeah, either way, even if they did make it into a movie, I'll still go forward and say, okay, here's my little thing of that.
I was doing it first.
Yeah, and I could show a clip from the episode and say, okay, now you owe me money. You took my idea. I'll take no less than $5 million.
There you go. Stand your ground, Sonny. Stand your ground.
But yeah. But right now, we can only speculate on rumors of who we think could be the next villain and if Henry Cavill is back with Man of Steel 2. But Tim, you have some more rumors, and this one is pretty huge.
Or small, if you look at it a certain way. So this is from our favorite website, Giant Freaking Robot. And they have an exclusive here, and they say Howard the Duck.
Trusted sources?
Well, yeah, exactly. Can't name them because then they wouldn't be sources anymore. They say Howard the Duck is going to be in Deadpool 3. This is written by Nathan Kamal, and this again was published 2 days ago on the 17th. So they say one of Marvel's weirder characters, Howard the Duck, is set to make an appearance in the upcoming film Deadpool 3. And Sonny, you guessed it, according to their trusted and proven sources. Now, this is rumor, ladies and gentlemen, so keep that in mind. Take everything with a grain of salt. But they say Howard the Duck will be a part of Deadpool 3, though whether he will have an active role or will be making one of his increasingly regular cameos is still up in the air. Still, all the projects in which Howard the Duck could be expected to have a role, Deadpool 3 actually makes a surprising amount of sense. And I'm going to have to agree with that to a point. It would be nice to see Howard the Duck in Deadpool 3, but I don't think that he should be a major player in any way, shape, or form. I think that a cameo is great, or a couple of minutes where they're talking in a bar or something like that, and then be done with it. I think that's more than enough.
Yeah, I agree too. I mean, in the article, I do remember, like, I did read it that it did say, like, oh, Howard the Duck has been known to break the fourth wall, and Deadpool does, so they have that in common. But like I said, especially if they're already going to have Wolverine in there, they're going to have this big story. Let it focus on Deadpool, Wolverine, the other characters,
Yeah.
whereas we don't need Howard the Duck
So you're
constantly
gonna
in
have,
there.
if Howard the Duck is in
Cameo.
there, who breaks the fourth wall, Deadpool breaks the fourth wall. Wolverine has no idea who they're talking to. Who you guys even talk to? Hey, we're talking to them, not you.
Yeah, and like I say, maybe if they're at a bar or something, people could just think, yeah, they're drunk.
Yeah. Throw She-Hulk in the mix of that. You got 3 fourth wall breaking characters and Wolverine scratching his head.
Yeah, exactly. Or maybe he's in the back. He's getting in a bar fight. We haven't seen
Right.
Wolverine getting too many bar fights, and
There you
it's
go.
one thing he did do in quite a few of the comics. So
I'd
we'll
like to
see.
see it.
Yeah, I like to see, but like I said, not too big of a part. Something like I said, maybe a 5-minute part or a quick cameo.
Well, you
Just
know what else I would like to see though, Sonny?
Howard the Duck sequel.
Yes, but only based on the 80s movie, right? Not
Yes.
anything else. Yeah. But no, something else that's in the works.
Oh, and that is Matt Reeves, the man behind the Batman movie that came out this year, is working on multiple spin-offs. As we know, the Penguin will have his own series, and
Mhm.
the Penguin starring Colin Farrell is supposed to take place a week after the events of the Batman. But Matt Reeves is working on his planned multiple series, and even some of them being movies, around characters like the Scarecrow, Professor Pig, and Clayface. These are all
Amazing.
in the works. I mean, if they go through, they'd be awesome. And like they're saying too, hey, it'd be cool to have so many movies, such a big almost story in a universe of Batman. And it's, getting to know each of his villains. Like I said, Clayface could have a very interesting story, and Scarecrow, and it would be good to introduce a lot of people to these characters.
Yep.
Scarecrow has been a bit, he was in the Batman movie, and then he did return in the Dark Knight.
Dark Knight Returns. Yeah.
Yeah, so yeah, there's Dark Knight Returns, but then it's a Clayface. We want to see him live action. I would love to see Clayface.
That, out of all of Batman's rogues, that is the one I want to see on screen the most.
Same here, man. Agreed. And then Professor
The
Pig is a
Thes-
bit newer, but I'd still be interested in it. But I say Clayface is the most one.
the thespian in me wants to see Clayface on screen.
Well, it may happen, Tim. It is in the works. Matt Reeves has got himself a lot of work ahead of him, with a Batman sequel. Like I said, the Penguin show going to come out. So let's hope that
Well,
these other shows do happen.
let me ask you this, Sonny. How I know that the Batman universe is separate from the DCEU, but do you think that they could ever wind it in there somehow?
Wind it into
The
the
main,
regular.
the DC extended universe.
I think I'm trying to think. I think more they would just have to put one of the characters just in there. It'd be hard to have the two, especially with there being
Mhm.
like the Batman. Like, we already know the Colin Farrell Penguin's already with the Robert Pattinson Batman, but
Right.
if they really wanted to, I mean, you could throw in Clayface or, like I said, Professor Pig or Scarecrow or somebody
I
else in the
I
other
guess
one.
what I mean is, do you think they'll take those, the main DCEU, Black Adam, Superman, Wonder Woman, Suicide Squad, all that stuff, and then the Batman, and bring them together?
Do I don't think it's going to happen.
You don't think so?
Especially if they're already working on this. I see them going in their whole other direction.
No.
Yeah, I think they kind of know
Understandable.
too. With the internet now, people would constantly be saying, "Wait a minute, how did they even notice Batman's changed? He looked like Ben Affleck, now he looks like
Yeah, what's
Robert
going on here?
Pattinson." Yeah, so
We need an explanation.
yeah,
You know what else we need an explanation for, Sonny?
cancellation.
Why did they cancel Zatanna?
Yes,
This comes from thedirect.com. HBO Max cancels yet another DC superhero movie, and you heard me correct. It is Zatanna. This is written by Richard Nebbins, and this was posted yesterday on the 18th. So He goes on to say, although Warner Brothers Discovery is in the final stages of preparations for the DCEU's Black Adam, which debuts in 2 days, midnight screenings are on Thursday. So if you haven't gotten your tickets, get them now. The company is also still deep into its merger as the future of the DC universe is reworked. Unfortunately, this comes along with a number of cancellations for numerous superhero projects as management turnovers bring a new round of ideas for success in the comic book movie landscape. And unfortunately, like with Leslie Grace's Batgirl, which was canceled at near completion, the DC's Strange Adventures anthology series also got canceled, and it left people concerned with movies like The Blue Beetle and Static Shock. But Blue Beetle, I think, is in the final stages of preparation. But yeah, WB Discovery cancels the Zatanna-led movie, and that is increasingly disappointing to me. From what I understand, it looks like it's going to be shopped around to other streamers, perhaps, to see if that's something that they want to take on. And that is not the first time since the merger that they've done something like that. They did that with the Sandman, but they let Neil Gaiman have near complete control of that, and you saw how popular that was. So hopefully Zatanna can be put somewhere else, and that movie can still get made.
I think it's dead.
I think so too.
I think it's dead. It'd be nice. It'd be pretty cool to see a movie about Zatanna, but yeah, I think after that, it's dead. And if you notice that both these movies now, it's with female leads. Like I said, it was Batgirl. Now it's Zatanna. I think something in the future that will tell a lot is when the Wonder Woman 3 comes out. The success of that, we'll see. Because if it doesn't do so good, then people say, "Oh, woman-led movie." But if it does really good, that'd be a really positive thing, and it could help out a lot of these other female movies.
Going off of that rationale, with the success of Wonder Woman alone, that should have told people what we have already known for a long time, is that female-led superhero movies are something that we want to see. Wonder Woman was a monstrous success. Margot Robbie is a lead in Suicide Squad. Love it or hate it, was still a successful film. Scarlett Johansson as Black Widow, even though in a supporting role when she had her own movie, that was highly successful too. Love it or hate it. I enjoyed all of those movies. A Zatanna
Captain
movie,
Marvel, yeah.
Captain Marvel, Brie Larson, yeah, love her or hate her. The movie was still successful, and they're coming out with a sequel. It's unfortunate that they're cutting female-led superhero movies because they can and they do make money. And if you push it to the right audience, they're gonna go see it. Well, they're gonna go see it anyways, but it's possible it can work. It can work.
Yeah.
We've seen it work, and we know it can work. They just need to have faith in it.
Exactly, yeah. Especially like Batgirl, spend $90 million in a film, you might as well go forward with putting it out there. But I guess since they spend so many millions in trying to market,
they said they did it as a tax write-off or something like that.
Yeah, I think it could have been a good movie, and yeah,
I think so too.
So
and
Zatanna.
Michael Keaton was supposed to be in there, so this
that alone had people excited.
Yeah, it looked good. The suit was comic accurate. Everything looked great. Did you see the clip that came out that somebody released of the action sequence?
I think it's kind of coming down. Does it spin?
Yeah.
Yep. Okay.
That was amazing.
Yeah, really. I think it's one of those movies that you wonder what would it have been. I think it could have been good for sure. Like it could have been definitely. Would it have been?
And wasn't it going to be an HBO Max release exclusive?
It was, yeah.
Perfect.
There you go. We could have just sat at home and watched it.
God almighty. They release the Batgirl. Release it.
Yes.
We want to see this.
Hashtag release Batgirl. Yeah, we want to see that. So hopefully no more movies that look good and seem good are canceled.
Right.
But that covers our comic news of the day. And now, although that is done, we go to our works. And now, what has been doing very good, which something we definitely will not cancel, is these Code X shorts we've been releasing, that Jamie's been releasing, from our Do You Know. And like, we
Yeah.
gotta tell people, if you haven't checked them out, check them out. They are getting us way more views than all of our past episodes have. I mean, what is the last one? That the Black Panther got us over
Black
1,200.
Panther got 1,200, but then
Teenage
there were
Mutant Ninja
others.
Turtles.
Yeah, that was over 2,000. And the other ones are doing as amazing. So, yeah, guys, go check it out. The Do You Know questions are fun. They're awesome. And you get to be a part of the show, technically, when you get to sit there and questions are asked and you have about 10 to 15 seconds to figure out an answer.
Yeah.
Yeah, leave your comments in there and try and guess and see if you were right. A couple people have already done that, and
Yeah.
they got really excited that they got questions right and things like that, and it kind of made their day, and that's really cool. We like to see stuff like that, and we want to see more of that. So by all means, jump in there and comment your answers to our questions, and see if
Yeah, jump
you
in,
know
have
as
fun.
much as we don't.
Yeah, exactly. But one thing is, after is we make sure we don't ever forget it. We're like, how do we? Now we got it wrong, and now Tim, the stakes are a lot higher, especially when we have our Do You Know. Now we know that we have a lot bigger of an audience just with those questions.
Sonny, I have been going through the archives, and there are some questions where I have heard both you and Jamie and myself say, I'll never forget the answer to that. And I've written those questions down. So we'll see in the future if you do remember the answers or not.
Yeah. Oh man, but it is fun. That's going on. And a while ago, I know if anybody watching, you may have noticed that I have not released mail calls for a while, but I do have quite a few mail calls. I've been getting my comic books, just editing the videos. It's actually been taking a little bit longer. Things have been going on in life, but before you know it, each week I'll be popping out some mail calls for everyone, because I got a lot of cool comics I'd like to share with everyone to say, look at me, I got this.
I got a mail call today. Like, this came in the mail today.
Mail call.
Mail call. Dark Knight.
Yeah.
Number 0 from the New 52. Batman the Dark Knight. Yeah. Won it on eBay.
Very cool.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So there you go. Mail call, ladies and gentlemen. There. We'll do that as a clip. Done.
Yeah, a quick little mail call. But you know what, Tim? Since we're doing mail calls, I might as well just show you my latest mail call. And here we go.
If it is a bird, I'm going to be very upset.
It is not a bird. Oh, but it is somebody who I could see actually going with our book they're reviewing, and it is Death's Head.
Ooh, the Marvel UK stuff.
Yeah, number 1, number 2.
Look at that.
Number 3.
Okay.
And number 4. That is the 4-part miniseries of Death's Head, number 2.
Yeah, the Marvel UK stuff is highly underrated. Guys, if you want something very interesting to read, check out Marvel UK.
Yes, I'm excited to eventually get to Death's Head. I was almost going to pick that as our next story that we'll review, but I picked something else, and I'll tell you. We'll mention it at the end of the show after we get to our review. But
well, I'm looking forward to your mail calls. Those are ones I always enjoy watching.
Well, glad. I always enjoy getting comic books and making those videos and trying to make them a bit cinematic.
The adventure of you guys, if you haven't seen it, go watch the mail calls where Sonny gets the first issue of Dark Ages number 1 and goes through the entire process of trying to get all six or 7 issues. Yeah, that's amazing. Yeah. Wonderful.
Thank you. It was fun, and I'm glad I got to share with everyone the first time I ever collected a whole story arc, like as it was coming out.
Yeah.
So
yeah,
it was an interesting thing to make. And then other times even too, if I get a little, I fight with some tape sometimes, and I'm like, okay, now I'm really getting annoyed. This is happening every time. Let me do a little bit of editing. 1,000 years later.
Between you and Sal fighting with tape, I pray for you guys.
Well, hopefully not too much more. Well, thank you. It is much appreciated, my friend, because those tape battles are not easy.
They're horrible. Painter's tape, as Sal says, painter's tape is your friend.
Yes. But, well, like I said, I'll get some of those mail calls out there for you. And every day we're dropping those shorts, those Do You Know shorts.
Twice a day.
Twice a day now. There you go. Now it's twice a day. So see, even though Jamie's not here, he does still get to work. So
There
he's
you go.
still getting out there. And now we move on to our topic of the week. Okay, the topic of the week is, do you think another 90s style comic crash could happen to the industry in the near future? And since Jamie is not here today, I will take over with my top 3 picks from Comic Character of the Day, which is a great comic group. Check it out. We're all there. And hey, every now and then, well, every week, once a week, we post the topic of the week. And when you comment, one of your comments may get picked to be mentioned on the show.
Mm-hmm.
So I start off with the Archduke himself, Kevin Berkeley. Kevin says, "Yes, I feel like an adjustment is inevitable." And
Read
then,
the rest of the answers in that voice,
oh,
please.
okay. If you want in that voice, okay.
Dark and
Okay.
brooding.
Yes, okay. So
Spooky
now we get
season.
it is spooky season. So we get on to next Jason Del Sol, which this one started quite a bit of conversation. So I will get on to his comment. And Jason says, most definitely, since his folks keep saying that print media is a dead format, with the price of comics pushing novels, rehashing of old storylines, Secret Wars Inferno, a reboot of the Clone Saga, and sloppy writing that runs in circles, it could most certainly happen again. Okay. And now we get into number 3, David Schlosser Jr., who says, I think we're probably going to hit one extremely soon. With inflation, Fed rate hikes, and a recession already moving through the country, that people are going to have to largely pull back on spending. We're trying to keep prices on books and comics low at the bookstore I work at part-time at, and it's already apparent that people are buying less. And those are the top 3 comments from Comic Character of the Day. Great group. Check it out. And yeah, make sure to comment.
There
We're
you
all
go.
there. And now, Tim, somebody who's also in Comic Character of the Day,
Mhm.
what do you think? What is your answer?
Well, I am terrified. Your spooky reading voice has sent me down a spiral of depression and anxiety, and I can't go forward anymore. No.
I drink water, so now I'm good.
Oh my god. Uh, do I think another 90s style comic crash could happen to the industry in the near future? That's a big yes. And I agree 100% with the 3 picks that you had, and the conversation that our very own Tone Falcone was having in Comic Character of the Day with another gentleman.
It was him and Jason, I believe.
Him and
Yep.
Jason, that's right. Yeah, guys, go read that. Read that line of text, and you'll see what they're talking about. They made a lot of good points, and I agree with all of it. I think that there is oversaturation in the market. I think there's padding of numbers with comic shops having to order so much inventory to get those print run exclusives and things like that, and then they're stuck with a lot of backstock that they can't or don't sell, and it's turning just like what the 90s were, with crazy covers and in massive print runs and things like that. And even in the secondary market, you've got books that had 1 million+ print runs that have no business, and I believe Tony even talked about this, that have no business going for the prices that they're going for, because there are so many of them out there. Those books should be given away for free. There's so many of them. But yeah, I think with a lot of things happening in real life and all that stuff, I think a crash is imminent.
Yes, even though, yes. Quick answer, yes, I think it can happen. Will it happen? Unfortunately, I think it will. Like everyone, yeah, the conversation, yeah, start great conversations on the page. There's so many good answers from
Yeah.
everybody. Like I said, we could only pick 3, but yeah, there's so many good points everybody was making, and I think it will eventually happen. Like I said, comic prices they're going up. Right? Obviously, everything has to in life. Everything goes up in price, but now let's say comic collectors. There's so many different variant covers and so many different
Mhm.
comics. It's like, okay, well, now you're not just spending $4 on a comic. You're getting all these different covers they're giving you. And
You're
it's okay,
getting this.
man,
Yeah, you're
same
getting the
book.
same issue 5 times over to get those different variants, and it
Yeah.
gets crazy.
Yeah. Before you know it, you spend, over $25 on one issue.
Yep.
And what happens when you want to get other issues? And then to also when there's digital, you can go online. Not hopefully you don't go online. Hopefully you at least get like Marvel Unlimited or DC Universe or something like that.
Yeah.
And then you pay a certain amount a month or per year to cover it, and then there you go. You have all these comic books, right at the palm of your hand on your phone.
Mm-hmm.
Where it's like, do I really want to spend? I could spend a certain amount and read all these comic books, or I could spend $30 for one issue and have a whole bunch of the same cover. And I think
Right.
that's one of the things that's eventually going to cause, the crash. And then, like I said, to just the recession. Everyone's always there's always talk of a recession. It seems like, and
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
like just
that's
life.
hanging
Things are
over our
expensive.
heads. Well,
Yeah.
I mean, I think it's safe to say that a lot of people in our community are just kind of bracing for impact at this point. We're just waiting to see where the ball drops, and like the other gentleman said, he's already seeing people not spending as much, or pull list being closed, or any things like that. Yeah, so people are getting prepared.
Yes. So some dark days may be ahead. Hopefully not. And good luck
Yeah.
to those comic shops that are trying to make money and trying to
Yeah.
just be open and sell comic books. 'Cause, we all love them. So
Yep.
support your
Support.
local comic shop. Yeah,
Great minds think alike.
that is right, man. So that takes care of our topic of the week. And before you know it, we'll have another topic of the week posted on Comic Character of the Day, the great Facebook group that we're all part of.
Hmm.
And now, Tim, do you know what time it is?
I do, Sonny. It is
Time
7:38.
to duel. Get your Yu-Gi-Oh cards out. It's time to duel, Tim.
I'm ready.
Okay.
Let's do it.
Okay. Blue eyes, white dragon. But
Uh,
okay.
I lose. Black Lotus. Yes, I win. Game
There you
over.
go.
Channel
Okay.
Fireball. Thank you.
So we move on from there. Okay. It is really time for Do You Know? And yes, we'll be talking the comic questions, and these are the videos that get us popular on
That's
YouTube.
right.
So let me make sure my face is all put on and
You
everything.
good? Dude,
Because I'm good. This is the
all
one
right.
that will may get thousands of views. Okay.
There you go.
Tim, you are first, my friend.
Okay, so we are reviewing Hearts of Darkness, this wonderful story behind me. And in that story is a character. His name is Blackheart. Sonny, do you know what Blackheart's first appearance is?
I better get this right. Blackheart's first appearance is Daredevil 270.
Yes, that is correct. Daredevil number 270 came out in September 1989. How did you know that?
I have the Touch of Typhoid Epic Collection of Daredevil, and not too long ago, maybe literally a couple months ago, I read through it and I read that issue.
That is
So
wonderful. That's
not too long, and
amazing.
I remembered it. Yeah. So
Well, all right,
all
Sonny,
right.
a well-earned first point.
See, I do read, guys. Okay, so 1 point for me.
Mhm.
Now we get into my question for Tim. Okay, we're going over some comic news. It is spooky season, and one of the characters mentioned is the Scarecrow. Do you know the year of Scarecrow's first appearance?
Is this the Marvel Scarecrow or DC
Oh,
Scarecrow?
sorry, my bad. I should have been more clear about that. Do you know what year DC's Scarecrow made his first appearance?
I am going to go out on a limb and say 1958.
You are wrong, my
Of
friend.
course I am.
Scarecrow made his first appearance in 1941 in World's Finest Comics #3.
I was only off by almost 20 years.
Only a decade off, but hey,
Yeah.
you knew it was old though.
Yeah, exactly.
So yeah, you get a B for effort. So
Fantastic. Wonderful. Question number 2, Sonny. Hearts of Darkness, we're kind of staying there again, but with the artist this time, the wonderful guy that did this artwork, John Romita Jr. Do you know, Sonny, what John Romita Jr.'s first contribution to Marvel was?
I will say a cover for Daredevil.
No, John Romita Jr.'s first contribution to Marvel was the creation of the Prowler, who debuted in Amazing Spider-Man number 78, I believe. Basically, what JRJR did was he sent in a character concept of Prowler at 13 years old to Stan Lee, and the process went from there, and the character made his debut in Amazing Spider-Man.
And Tim, that is amazing.
Absolutely, it's spectacular.
Yeah, it is. It is spectacular. Okay, now that's one we were talking about earlier that I won't forget. Man, 13
There
years
you
old.
go. Yep.
13 years old. Some people just have that talent.
Well, his dad was doing Spider-Man artwork
Yeah,
at that time, I think, so he had a leg in.
Yeah, you're all right. Now it's not as cool. Whatever.
Right, yeah.
Yeah, okay. Whatever. Next
Moving
question.
on.
Well, Tim, do you miss our friend Jamie?
Yes.
Well, in honor of Jamie, I'm going to ask you a question that has nothing to do with the comic we're reading or comic book news, but it is still comic books. So that's
Am I
the excuse.
contractually obligated to answer it in a positive manner?
No, you're not. You can
Okay.
get as mad as you want. Okay. We all know Green Lantern, and we all know that one of the Blue Lanterns is Saint Walker. Tim, do you know the first appearance of Saint Walker?
I absolutely do not.
Would you like to take a guess?
Green Lantern Corps number 2.
It is Green Lantern Volume 4, issue number 25.
I had one number right.
And you had part of you said Green Lantern Corps, and it was Green Lantern, so... Jamie,
Wow.
we're missing you. That question was in your honor.
I can hear him yelling at the screen now. How do you not know this? How do you not know?
Oh, man. I think he's getting a Saint Walker tattoo right now.
Is he? That's amazing.
That might be why he's missing the show.
I hope so. Question number 3. I am doing horrible this game, Sonny. You have but 1 point. Let's see if you can increase that to 2.
Win.
So, this guy, that guy right there with the flaming skull, we know who he is. He is Ghost Rider. But, Sonny, do you know who created that version of Ghost Rider, Danny Ketch? Do you know who the creator was for that?
Like the creator in the comics, or like a real person who like
the people that created Danny Ketch?
Oh, I will go with John Romita Jr.
No, that is incorrect. The answer is Howard Mackey and Javier Saltares. They created Danny Ketch, Ghost Rider, who made his official debut in Ghost Rider number 1 in 1990.
1 month after I was born.
Ooh, wow.
Yeah. So we're right around the same age. Okay, Tim, you have a chance to tie it up today.
Let's see if I can do this.
Let's hope you don't. I want to win alone. Okay. Now, we were talking about Clayface earlier, and there's been many forms of Clayface, but the original Clayface was Basil Carlo. Do you know how Basil got the name Clayface?
Wasn't he using prosthetics and things like that to alter and change his appearance when he did theater?
So how do you say like how he got the name though?
It would be with prosthetics, clay, like some kind of clay or goo or gel that he used to alter his appearance.
You're so close, but it's a teeny bit off. So he was a B-list actor, and in a movie, he played a horror character that was named Clayface.
That is amazing. I did not know that, and now I do.
Like I said, so close. But I still don't give points. So, Tim, I finally got you. It's been a while since I've gotten you on Do You Know?
Yeah, you win alone. You are a wolf pack of 1 this week.
Good. That's what I was hoping for. And yes, there have been quite a few versions of Clayface. I did not realize how many there were, but yeah, Basil was the first.
My first exposure to Clayface was on Batman the Animated Series.
Same here.
There you go.
The animated series introduced many of us to Batman and many of its
Yep.
characters.
That's right.
And with that, we wrap up. Do you know? Me 1, Tim with the goose egg of 0.
I love goose eggs. So
You got me saying that when it comes to 0. The goose
big
egg.
fat
I would never
goose
say
egg.
that. When you said it, then now it is stuck with me.
What was the other saying I gave to you in the pre-show or before the pre-show?
The pre-show. You said, "I see," says the blind man to the deaf man.
That's correct. I see, said the blind man to the deaf boy. Yep.
To the deaf boy. Yeah, I'm like, wait a minute, what? I'm like, Tim, I've never heard that before. It makes no sense, but I love it, and I'm not going to forget it.
There you go. You're going to use that. Please put it in a series about a series somewhere. Just break the fourth wall and look at the camera and be like, that's for you, Tim. And then go.
It's for you. What if people are going to be like, he pitched something for Tim and not for this person or that person? But it'd be like, yeah, Tim was the one who told me that cool saying that makes no sense.
Absolutely. Fantastic. Moneymaker right there.
I see. But now, as everyone can see, well, I'm looking at my sheet, my schedule for what we got going on today, and I see that we have one thing left, and that is the review of this book right here, Hearts of Darkness.
I have my copy here.
So we're all ready. And as usual, Tim will start us off with the credits.
That is right. So, Hearts of Darkness, ladies and gentlemen, was written by Howard Mackey. Artwork goes to John Romita Jr. Inks go to Klaus Janson. Colors to John Wellington. And letters to Joe Rosen.
There we go. And now we start off. I will give you a little run through the story quickly before we get to our scores. We start off, we got a bunch of weirdo cultists who want to revive Blackheart. They bring him out, and what does Blackheart do? He kills them, and he says, now Blackheart wages war pretty much on his father, Mephisto. You know, he's tormented. He doesn't like being like this, so he looks for 3 that he can get to help him in his battle against his father. So the story mainly focuses on the 3, and as you can see behind Tim, one of the coolest team-ups in comic history, Wolverine, Frank Castle the Punisher, and the Danny Ketch Ghost Rider. Now the story focuses a little more on Danny. As Ghost Rider, he's coming into this town. What was it called?
I can't remember the name of the town.
Christ's Crown is the name of the town. Yes. He even says, Christ's Crown. What a name for a town. And he goes to this house because he got this letter, and there are 2 other guys that are staying at this little house, this bed and breakfast. Those other guys are the Punisher and Wolverine. And one thing I liked is when Ghost Rider Danny looks at his letter, and it says, "Oh, you could find out how you became Ghost Rider." And I like that Blackheart is very polite, and he says, I don't know if you caught it. It says, "Sincerely, BH."
Oh my God. Let me go in there and take a look.
He says,
I know what you're
BH.
talking about. Let's see here.
Yes, as Tim finds that everybody got some kind of letter. Wolverine got a letter. Punisher got a letter.
Mr. Ketch, the secrets of the Ghost Rider can be yours. Come to Christ's Crown and all will be revealed. Trust me and learn the secrets of the Soul Crystal. Sincerely, BH.
Yes. I like that little touch. He politely says BH. So he technically didn't lie who he was.
Very true.
He gave his initials. Yeah, so everyone got a letter like that. The Punisher got a letter to go, I know who killed your family. And Punisher's like, I already know. He's thinking, I already know because I put them under the ground.
Yeah.
And Wolverine, he got a letter about his about the skeletons, adamantium. And then, so they just kind of want to know who is this, who's trying to set us up. Eventually, we find out it is Blackheart as he comes in Danny's room. Wolverine, the Punisher, and obviously Ghost Rider confront him. And then again, he's trying to persuade them, I can give you what you need. You know, Frank, I can give you your family back. But you got to help me do one thing, and that is to help take down my father, Mephisto. and all three say no. They turn him down. So eventually, there's a bit of fighting, um, little getting into it. Blackheart says, "Okay, now I have another way, and I'm gonna get this whole town to follow me, and they're gonna, follow me, do as I say." So the mother who was staying at the house, I can't remember her name, but her daughter's name was Lucy. So the mother's
Yeah.
going, everyone's going there. So now Wolverine, the Punisher, and Ghost Rider get involved, and then Blackheart takes the little girl, Lucy, and he's okay. I'm taking her to hell with me. So they follow him, and down there again, he says, "Okay, you sure? You can do this, and that. If all you gotta do is help me take down my father." And still, all men, they all say no. They turn him down, and then there's the fight. And ready for the ending, they defeat him. They all take down Mephisto. They all take down Blackheart, and then Mephisto appears and says, "Okay, Ghost Rider, I'll let you go, and I'll deal with my son." And that is pretty much the story of Hearts of Darkness. If you want more, check it out. It is a great one shot, which and I believe is one of the coolest team ups in comic history. Like I said, three favorite characters of mine: the Punisher, Wolverine, and Ghost Rider.
Yeah.
Like I said, it's quick, it's fun. For me, when I first got this, I thought it was going to be a lot longer. I was surprised at how short the story was.
Yeah, I think it's
And
only like no ads, 28 to 32 pages, something like that.
okay, something, yeah, because
Yeah.
this one, and this one also has the sequel, which is called The Dark Design.
Ah, okay. So that's the difference between
So
yours and
that is,
mine. Mine is just Hearts of Darkness. Yours has both.
yeah. So I was a little surprised when I got through like half the book, and I'm like, it's already over. But now that I know, and going over it again, it is a great, quick, a great quick one shot. Like I said, with one of the coolest team ups. The artwork is great. Story is quick. It gets to the point. The action's very cool. I like seeing Blackheart as the villain. I would like to see a lot more of Blackheart. So it was very cool to see him taking on these characters. The one thing for me is I felt that like the endings mean a lot to me. I felt for Blackheart being so powerful that they took him out rather easily. Like I know
Hmm.
this is the Punisher, Wolverine, and Ghost Rider. I felt it was kind of quick. Where I feel that if it was maybe 10 pages long, 10, 15 pages longer, this could have been like a 10 out of 10 for me because I
Okay.
would like to see more of the story. But regardless, it's still a great quick read. I do recommend it to everyone to read. It's like I said, how many times do I got to say it? One of the coolest team ups ever and one of the coolest one shots ever. I give Hearts of Darkness a 9 out of 10.
9 out of 10. Amazing, Sonny. Amazing. Well, this Hearts of Darkness is by far one of my top 5 favorite stories in comic books, period, hands down. This is something that I read specifically during spooky season, and I only read it during that time of year. Every now and then I'll pick it up and go through it just because I want to read it. I love that story so much. Uh, the pairing of Howard Mackey and John Romita Jr. on this one shot here was a match made in hell. It's wonderful. It's perfect. I think this was a time period when Romita Jr.'s artwork was at his peak, and I think that Howard Mackey was at his peak also with his writing style because he was hands deep in Ghost Rider at this point. And John Romita Jr. had just recently come off of Daredevil doing Blackheart, and I think he was either going to or in the process of working on Punisher Warzone at this time. So this was all characters that both of them were extremely familiar with. Now, Klaus Janson, I am not a big fan of his artwork in any way, shape, or form, but when he inks, I think he does a fantastic job, and I think he's a better inker than he is an artist. Colors fit perfectly in here. I can't say that enough. Everybody on the creative team did a wonderful job, and my favorite scene is at one point in the story, you think that Danny Ketch is pretty much done, right? Like he can't turn into Ghost Rider because he needs his bike to do that. But the bike was taken by Blackheart.
Yep.
and Punisher and Wolverine are pushing through these thorn bushes, and they are getting cut to crap.
Yes.
And Punisher and Wolverine are having this conversation about who they are as people and things like that. It was a really cool moment. But then all of a sudden, like in the background, Danny Ketch figures out that turning into Ghost Rider is in him instead of having to have the bike to do that. Nope, that's not my favorite part. I will show you. My favorite.
Still a cool picture, though.
Oh yeah, my favorite part is where they're in the thorn bushes, blasting through
Trying
all
to
that
find the
stuff.
thorn bush part.
It's right here.
Couple pages
But
off.
yeah, yeah, right there. But down at the bottom where Ghost Rider just blasts through the thorns, Frank and Logan are diving out of the way, and he's
Blackheart.
screaming. Yes, that gets me every single time. So it's safe to say I think you might know what my grade is. I love this book. I love everything about it. This is a favorite of mine. I buy copies of it to give to people. I love it that much. That this is a story that means a lot to me. This was one I got into when I was young, when I was a kid, and it never left. It's always been there. I've always had a copy in my collection in one way, shape, or form. So writing and artwork overall, this gets a big fat 10 out of 10 from me. This is an amazing story. And if you haven't read it, I highly recommend it.
Yes. So there we go. The Hearts of Darkness, a 9 out of 10 for me, a 10 out of 10 for Tim. And yes, it one definitely recommended. And we knew it was perfect for this time of year, for spooky season. Last year, you mentioned it during one of our topic of the weeks about the best horror themed comic. We said, hey, one day we got to review it. And then, was it a couple of weeks ago? Somehow it came up again. We said, we got to do it. So we agreed to do it this week. And now I'm glad that we finally reviewed Hearts of Darkness. And hopefully everybody watching will know to check it out because it's perfect for time and perfect just perfect one shot. Awesome story.
And it's like I was telling you earlier, Sonny, this is a book that does not cost a lot. I mean, if you want to do what Sonny did and get the trade that has the Hearts of Darkness in the sequel, by all means do that. But if you just want that's a little bit. But if you want this, it's a couple of dollars, if that. You can find them in the dollar bins. Go on Facebook Marketplace or eBay or local comic shop, anywhere, and get yourself a copy of this. It's inexpensive, but worth every penny that you spend.
Yeah, it is. And I will say before we wrap it up that I did like the sequel a lot, The Dark Design.
I've never read it.
Tim, I highly recommend checking out The Dark Design.
All
I thought
right.
it was a terrific one, a terrific sequel. So I can recommend it to everybody else who checks this one out to also check out The Dark Design. And now, speaking of checking out books, it is now time for me to pick out my next story arc for us to all review sometime on the Code X podcast. And my pick for our next story arc to read is Iron Man Armor Wars.
Amazing. I'm looking forward to that. Out of all the comic series that I've read and issues, pages that I've turned over, Armor Wars has not been one of those. So I'm excited to read that.
Yeah, we will see if it is worth the hype. I'm hoping it is, man. I'm hoping I'm like 10 out of 10, but I haven't read it. But I'm excited to read it, so I decided to pick it for us to review on the show. So stay tuned, everybody. Iron Man Armor Wars review will be coming soon. We've decided that next week we will be taking a week off in the podcast, taking care of things in our lives, and then we will come back, and that will be on a Tuesday, November 1st. Yes, Tuesday, November 1st. We will be back.
Wonderful. Looking forward to it. And that gives us plenty of time to read Armor Wars.
Yes, it does.
Yep.
Time to fill our bellies with a whole bunch of candies from Halloween. Oh yeah, since Halloween is the day before, so if we come to the next show looking a bit heavier, you know why. We were enjoying our Halloween. Hopefully, as much as we enjoyed this very cool book.
That's
Hearts
right.
of Darkness. And now I'll finish it up. Everybody make sure to like, subscribe, comment, I'll let Tim do that better. Tim does that better than me. But yes, everybody take care. Thank you again for tuning in. I will see you all again at the next episode of the Code X podcast. And now Tim knows the official way to tell everybody to like, subscribe, comment, how about do.
Read the fine print as it scrolls. Yes, ladies and gentlemen, we are everywhere on the internet. Is your favorite social media platform, favorite podcast streaming platform, favorite live streaming platform. We are everywhere, and we have a website where you can find all of that in one place. It's called thecodexstation.com, and you can order merchandise, which definitely helps the channel, helps us bring these wonderful programs and all the other things that we do for you on a regular basis. So by all means, go ahead and check some of that stuff out. Guys, as Jamie always says, a smile can change someone's day. Just remember that, and remember to give somebody at least a minute of your time if they need it. Even if they don't need it, just say hello. Just say hi. How you doing? What kind of candy you got in that bucket? Let me do the dad tax and take it and keep it. Anyway.
I don't recommend that part. I don't recommend
No,
stealing
don't
the
do that.
candy.
Ladies and gentlemen, my name is Tim. This guy over here is the immortal Sonny Kruger. This is the Codex Podcast. We are the Codex Station, and we will see you next time.